Hi, dear ones. Today we're going to read a story, and the title is called Ralph Tells a Story. And this book is very important because he wants to have ideas about things, about how to write a story. So I'm like, oh, I don't know how to write about anything. I don't know anything at all. But you know what? Ralph's a teacher. So let's go ahead and listen to this book. Ralph Tells a Story. And the author is Abby Hanlon. Okay. My teacher always says, stories are everywhere. And the kids in my classroom were always finding them. Then my mom ran so fast that she caught up with the ice cream truck. I ran down the hallway with underwear on my head. Yeah, stories. After that, I decided to hide my Halloween candy in my bed. The dentist forgot to give me a toothbrush. But every day at writing time, I thought really hard. I stared at my paper. I stared at the ceiling. I could not write a story. I know sometimes you boys and girls I had nothing to write about. I have no story. I wonder if anyone else does that. So I looked for other things to do. I went to the water fountain. I roamed the hallways. I tried everything. Can I go to the bathroom? Again? Can I help the lunch ladies? What? Then, one day after being sent back to my desk, I begged Daisy for help. I can't write a story because nothing happens to me. Are you kidding? I've written a ton of stories about you. I wonder what stories Daisy has written about this boy. Let's find out. She began pulling her stories out of her desk. Look at this one, she said. Remember the time you let me brush your hair? And this one. Remember the time you knocked down all the crayons? Oh, and remember the time you painted your nails with a black marker? I thought, I'll never be a great writer like Daisy. Ralph compared himself to Daisy, but we know that as a writer we shouldn't compare ourselves. Then Daisy stapled all her stories together. Click, click. Wow, she said. This book is already 13 pages. Click, click. Can I use the stapler, I asked? I was really good at stapling. But you don't have nothing to staple, said Daisy. You have to find a story first. Well, you gotta think about how does he get a story? He doesn't have any ideas. So I looked for stories out the window, in the aquarium, in my desk, and when my teacher wasn't looking, I looked for stories on the floor. But still no stories. Look at all these kids writing stories. Lying under a desk reminded me of lying in the grass at the park. I closed my eyes and imagined I was at the park. Just like that time, a little inchworm crawled on my knee. The sun was shining right into my eyes. Squinting, I picked up the wiggly inchworm and looked at it close up. And that's where my teacher found me. What's your story about? She asked. I opened my eyes. I saw an inchworm. Wonderful, she said. I can't wait to read what you wrote. But there was no inchworm story. He said it out loud, though. I wonder what he can do next with the story. I sat down and tried to write about the inchworm, but right away I got stuck. Do you know any inchworm stories? I asked Daisy. She just rolled her eyes and kept on writing. And then as you said, writers, come to the rug, time to share. Ooh. Looks like Daisy's super excited, but Ralph, he doesn't look too happy at all. Ralph, why don't you go first? Said the teacher. I pretended I had lost my paper. It didn't work. He's sitting on it. I walked to the front of the rug. It took a long time. I held my paper against my chest so no one could see it. I was at the park, I said. An inchworm crawled on my knee. It was quiet. Then my heart went thump, 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 thump. That's when I looked at Daisy. Wow, really? Did it feel squishy, Ralphie? Did you take it home? And then everybody started asking questions. Did your mom let you keep it? Did you touch it? Was it a baby? Was it a girl? Did it tickle? What did you name it? Wait a minute, I thought. Something did happen to that inchworm. Well, I picked up the inchworm and decided to name him Nick. I built Nick a house, but he just inched away. So I followed him, which is why I didn't notice that someone was following me. And then, all of a sudden, this wobbly, crazy baby grabbed Nick and put him in his diaper! I tried to be calm. Come on, baby, I said really nicely. Give Ralphie the inchworm. It didn't work. Was this the end of Nick? But then I noticed Nick was escaping. He crawled right up the baby's stomach. Quickly, I rescued Nick and ran. And we spent the rest of the afternoon doing nothing together. The end. Wow. Everybody clapped and cheered. Show us the picture, someone said. I wasn't embarrassed anymore, so I did. That was last year. This year I write stories all the time. I keep finding stories everywhere. 100 funny stories. Whoa, went from 0 stories to 100 now in 1 year only. Writing tip from Ralph. Now this is important for you boys and girls. Some tips if you need some ideas. Number 1, get comfortable. Maybe you could lay down on the floor like Ralph and close your eyes a little bit. 2, it's okay to ask for help. Maybe you ask for some help, maybe from your mom, your dad, your auntie, your brothers, your sisters, or your grandmas, whoever lives at your house. Get some ideas from them. 3, you can always write about what you had for breakfast. Writing about what you ate for breakfast is also a story. 4, eat lots of chocolate. That's a good one too. Might give you some brain power. Look at all these books by Ralph. You can tell he wrote lots of stories just by thinking about what happened to him. Whether that's on the weekend, or at daytime, or at nighttime, or when you go to grandma's house. Lots of ideas. So think about your ideas and write some great stories, okay? See ya!